The highlights. Lagos State Governor inaugurates Abule Egba bus terminal, announces 30% reduction in red line train service. Federal government set to boost investment in solid minerals through technology. On the foreign scene, Hamas offers to release all Israeli captives to end war on Gaza. And in sport, Morocco eyes international friendly with Nigeria ahead 2025 AFCON. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has inaugurated the Abule Egba bus terminal and handed it over for public use. Governor Sanwo-Olu also announced a 30% fare reduction on the Red Line train service, creating room for passengers to now pay 1,000 naira instead of 1,500 naira. The governor noted that the move would encourage more people to use alternative means of transportation. Governor Sanwo-Olu stated that his administration has acquired CNG and electric vehicles for public transportation to be delivered by the third quarter of this year, while work would commence on the 68 kilometers Green Line rail project from Marina to Lekki Free Trade Zone before the end of this year.
On our part, this infrastructure reflects our commitment to continuously enhance our public transportation system. We're strengthening connectivity and we're improving the overall experience of our commuters. We are dedicated to taking ongoing steps to advance and to modernize public transportation across the state.
Earlier, Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiemi, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Olawale Musa, said the Abule Egba bus terminal project was designed to interconnect various transportation modes, creating a seamless and integrated network that offers commuters in Lagos more travel options, greater convenience, and improved connectivity.
It embodies the government's commitment to providing safe, reliable, and affordable transportation options for all residents, regardless of their socio-economic status or location within the state, as well as integrating our various modes of transportation. The soon-to-be commissioned Abule Egba bus terminal therefore reflects the letters and spirit of the Lagos State Transport Policy. It is to provide a central place for connecting to different parts of Lagos.
In her welcome address, the Managing Director, Lagos Metropolitan Transport Authority, Lamata, Abimbola Akinjo, said the Abule Egba bus terminal, like others in Yaba, Oyingbo, Oshodi, Ikeja, Ojota, Ifako-Ijaye, will not only enhance mobility, but also act as a catalyst for urban and economic growth across the region.
The Lagos State government has been and is still investing in the provision of infrastructure for public transportation, including rail, bus services, and water transportation. To properly coordinate bus operations in communities, bus terminals are necessary and thus provided. Bus terminals are important because they provide a central location for passengers to board and exit buses and connect to other forms of transportation.
Facilities at the Abule Egba bus terminal include inclusive, gender-friendly toilets, offices, restaurants, shops, among others. Parents, guardians, and all stakeholders must be deliberate in raising the boy child by focusing on key areas such as education, skills development, and character building. Wife of the Lagos State Governor, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, made this submission during her welcome address at the second day of a 3-day residential workshop organized by her office, tagged the Lagos Boy Child Initiative in Agbowa, Ikusi-Ejiri, Ekwe, with the theme, Empowering the Boy Child to be a well-rounded individual for the future. According to Mrs. Sanwo-Olu, the theme of the workshop speaks directly to the well-being, development, and future of the boy child, especially in the face of navigating today's complex world where issues of peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, cultism, absence of positive role models, and mental health struggles are increasingly on the rise. She noted that this year's workshop targets 200 boys aged 13 to 17 with critical thinking on self-esteem and confidence building, personal hygiene and etiquette, mental health challenges and importance of counseling, the roles of boys in combating drug abuse.
On our part as a government, we remain committed to implementing policies and programs that nurture the next generation, instill the ideas of quality education and ensure that no child is left behind. Together, we can continue to empower our boys, strengthen our families, and build a greater Lagos.
In his goodwill message, Chairman Agbowa Ikusi Local Council Development Area, Raji Anomo, urged the participants of the 3-day residential workshop to adopt the SWOT analysis model in life, as this will further promote accountability, stability, and focus in their life's journey.
We are giving them a level playing ground and giving them a good ground to perform and to excel exceedingly in their chosen field. And of course, beyond all the rhetorics, they have role models. The likes of Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the likes of Tokunbawa of this world, the likes of Dr. Bafemi Kadri Hamzat, the likes of Kabiyesi Abowa of Abowa, Obasaid Momsi, the likes of my humble self as a local government chairman.
In his presentation, Professor of Psychiatry and Clinical Psychology at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Olurotimi Koga, charged parents to inculcate healthy lifestyles and create a conducive environment which encourages positive growth and mindset in their wards. The second day of the 3-day workshop also featured an educational visit to the Immortal Rice Mill in Ikorodu, decoration of Mrs. Sanwo-Olu and members of Council, Chairman Agbowa Ikusi Local Council Development Area, Raji Anomo, wife of lawmaker representing Lagos East Senatorial District, Feishola Abiru, as well as panel discussions on well-being of the boy child. Chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum and Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has paid a condolence visit to the family of the late Afenifere leader, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, who died last Friday. Pa Adebanjo died in his residence in Lekki at the age of 96. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who spoke on behalf of all the Southwest governors, described late Pa Adebanjo as a fearless leader who spoke truth to power in his lifetime. He noted that the vacuum created by the demise of the elder statesman is huge for the Yoruba race and prayed God grant him eternal rest. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who assured the family of the state government's commitment in giving Pa Adebanjo a befitting burial, also commiserated with the family of Pa Edwin Clark, who died on Tuesday.
And coincidentally today, we are aware that another elder statesman, Pa Edwin Clark, maybe they were communicating. Our prayer is that please they should relax for us. We want them to all get even older. But these great men are men that have actually shaped this country to where we are today. And for us, our leadership position is to continue to learn.
In the same vein, the Deputy Governor, Obafemi Hamzat, said the deceased and his late father, Oba Hamzat, were friends, and he will surely be missed due to his huge wealth of knowledge which the younger generation were tapping from before his demise. The Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, has reaffirmed its commitment to making rail transport the preferred mobility option in the country, stating that the corporation is focused on improving passenger experience by increasing the number of coaches and enhancing train frequency. NRC Managing Director Kayode Okwefa stated this when he hosted reggae artist John Odafe Asimo, popularly known as Daddy Shoki, who entertained passengers aboard the Warri Itape train service during a brief fuel delay. Okwefa listed the provision of passenger coaches and wagons as a top priority of the management in its determination to provide a convenient mobility alternative that is affordable, safe and secure to Nigerians. He also urged passengers to make use of the corporation's customer care portal to provide feedback that could help improve service delivery. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has announced plans to build a mineral processing hub in a bid to encourage value addition and capitalize on the industry's potential. Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Agadumo, stated this at the opening of the 60th International Conference and Exhibition of the Nigerian Mining and Geosciences Society. Agadumo said the mining industry world over was undergoing a shift through the adoption of digital technology and artificial intelligence, and Nigeria must not be left out. The minister, who was represented by the ministry's permanent secretary, Mary Ogbe, affirmed the government's resolve to create an enabling environment for innovation-driven growth in mining and allied sectors. He noted that the relationship between mining, energy and water resources cannot be overemphasized, and as such, the ministry was working with all the critical sectors of the economy for sustainable development. The National Assembly has reviewed the 2025 budget, which was passed last week, reducing the capital expenditure component while raising the recurrent expenditure. The lawmakers said the review became necessary following some error in the past budget. Although the budget size remains 54.99 trillion naira, the capital expenditure was reduced by more than 500 billion naira, while the recurrent expenditure was increased by the same amount. At plenary sessions on Tuesday, both the Senate and the House of Representatives effected corrections in the figures earlier passed for some of the ministry's departments and agencies, with some increasing while others had a downward review. Chairman of the House Committee on Rules and Business, Francis Wave, who presented the motion for the review of the approved items, said the action became necessary because the Joint Appropriation Committee noticed errors in the figures earlier passed. Wave said it is the duty of the House to make the corrections identified in the document in the process of compilation by the Joint Committee, noting that the recession and passage will not affect the budget size. Now to foreign news. Hamas has proposed to release all captives remaining in the Gaza Strip in one go in exchange for a lasting truce and a complete Israeli army withdrawal from the besieged enclave. Hamas spokesman Hazem Qassem, in a statement, outlined the group's vision for the second phase of the ceasefire deal, which includes the proposed exchange. The group also rejected Israel's call for its disarmament and removal from the Strip. Qassem also addressed the group's decision to increase the number of captives to be freed during the next swap on Saturday from 3 to 6. The decision was announced by Hamas leader Khalil al-Hayya a day earlier in an apparent bid to accelerate the implementation of Phase 2 of the deal. The proposal comes after United States President Donald Trump spoke out against the phased weekly release of the captives taken from Israel, and after families of those remaining in Gaza called for all of them to be freed together. And our sport, host of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, Morocco, is considering an international friendly between the Atlas Lions and the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Morocco, who replaced Guinea as the host of the biennial tournament, is determined to make history by winning the trophy on home soil. The Royal Moroccan Football Federation has lined up a series of friendly matches to ensure the team is in top shape ahead of the competition. Having already confirmed the friendly with Benin, Morocco is now looking to add Nigeria, Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire to the pre-tournament schedule. Morocco's last AFCON campaign ended in disappointment as the Atlas Lions were eliminated in the round of 16 following a 2-0 defeat to South Africa. The upcoming friendlies are seen as crucial steps in the team's bid for redemption in 2025. And that ends our news at 10. Just before we go, always drive within the specified speed limit. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms, X at Traffic Radio 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch your news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration deployed traffic lights and CCTV cameras in strategic places in the state? Can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has inaugurated the Abule Egba bus terminal and handed it over for public use. He also announced a 30% reduction on the Red Line train service, creating room for passengers to now pay 1,000 naira instead of 1,500 naira. The federal government has announced plans to build a mineral processing hub in a bid to encourage value addition and capitalize on the industry's potential. We also told you that Hamas has proposed to release all captives remaining in the Gaza Strip in one go in exchange for a lasting truce and a complete Israeli army withdrawal from the besieged enclave. And a sport host of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, Morocco, is considering an international friendly between the Atlas Lions and the Super Eagles of Nigeria. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fagbolagun. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.